How's everyone doing? We're back with Bro Reacts. And this one's going to be a bit different. I'm not into politics. I do believe in freedom of speech. I do believe in consequences of certain things being said with your freedom of speech. But I will say this. I don't think someone should be killed because you have opposite views. You know? Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about Charlie Kirk. So, and who he was, and how he died. And also I want to reflect on some of the controversies around him, especially the things he said about black people and people from other ethnic backgrounds, you know what I mean? So, this is not meant to be just as news, but to engage and question and mourn. Because even when people have made mistakes, of course harm or cause hurt, death is a serious matter. You know what I mean? So, like, who was he? Who was Charlie Kirk? He was an influential American conservative, political activist. He was a co-founder of an organization called Turning Point in USA in 2012, which promotes like conservative values among like the young Americans. So I was like, yeah, that was that type of guy. But over time, he became more prominent in media, speaking to podcast hosts, engaging with other politic culture debates, college campuses. You've seen a few. Remember when he came to Cambridge and he got smoked. But with a strong, but he had a very strong conservative youth base. So tragically, Charlie Kirk was shot and killed on September 10th. That was I think yesterday. It was yesterday, wow. Damn. So during one of these speaking events in Utah Valley University, the event was called the American Comeback Tour. And it included proving me wrong. So he's got basically has a segment where they can debate and ask him any question he wants, and it'll go back and forth and prove him wrong. Sorry. So he was speaking to a crowd like 3,000 people, sorry. And when a gunman fired a single shot, hit him in his neck. Do you know how crazy that is? So he was taken to hospital and died later that day. The police are treating the shooting as like a target attack. It was targeted. At least one person has been arrested briefly but released. That was the video of the old guy being arrested and taken and picked up. You saw that one. But it's been described as a political assassination. You know, it's terrible, bruv. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I understand that. I didn't like him. I didn't like his views. I didn't like the things he said, but at all the stuff he said about George Floyd. You know, even Sneeko said anyway. Forget him, but. It's just sad seeing that. It's really, really sad seeing that. You know, this is a sad moment. Like, death is real. And it affects real people. His family, his children, those who supported him and those who oppose him. Like, regardless of one's politics, views, losing someone violently, sudden, in that way, it's awful. So obviously my sympathies go to his family. And it goes to his kids, like especially that they were watching it live, like they were actually watching it live. That's how nuts that is. Do you know how that's nuts? That's absolutely nuts. You know. So it's always meant to it's also a moment to reflect on the state of politics. Like this course of violence the language, the things they say to each other. You can have disagreements, but god damn it, guys. You have to remember what you say are breeding people on both sides. I don't care on whatever side, on both sides. When it comes to politics. You know what I mean? Because like Charlie Kirk, he was a controversial figure. I believe it's important to acknowledge the things he said that many people found deeply hurtful and harmful. You know, he made statements about opposing the DEI, diversity, equality, inclusion programs, that described as anti-white. But he shouldn't die for that. He shouldn't be killed for that. He reportedly said things about black pilots. For example, critics quoted him saying, "If I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified." Like many saw that as racial. Many saw that as racial, or worse, very insensitive. But he shouldn't be killed for that. You know, he posted about the Great Replacement being real. The phrase of is associated with white nationalist conspiracies, an idea of the demographic changes, a part of a plan to replace white people. A bag of nonsense to me. But he shouldn't be killed for that. You know what I mean? There are so many other controversies, like his views on Martin Luther King. You know, criticism of Islam. You know, sharp criticism of racial justice. Moment and movements. He says some wicked things, but I don't think he should be killed for that. He shouldn't be shot in front of his family for that. So while mourning and expressing grief, it's possible to hold multiple truths. That a life has ended, you know, and the violence is unacceptable. And that we should also critically assess what people said and did. You know, it's sad. You know, the people going back and forth. You know, it is sad that this was shown on actual TV. Like this was shown. But I don't like. But like I said, I don't. His views are racist. His views are racist. But to be killed like that, I'm sorry, I'm just not with it. And that's my personal opinion, you know. So this is live now. Where is this? 1 second. Sorry about this. I wasn't gonna add this part, but as we are here now, let's do this. You know? Where is it? You guys, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. So it's just LBC spoke about it. Many people spoke about it. And people that's like for example, like the people here that's reviewing the news, obviously the news, it's big news, not because he's a white man on screen. He was assassinated. And this can happen both ways. This can happen both ways. This can happen to anybody that has a strong view and a strong following on both sides. You know, to me that is crazy, man. It's absolutely nuts. I don't want to show the shooting. I just want to hear what other people said. There was one
How long before I?
1 second. These AI things are annoying sometimes, you know. So this is what CNN had to say.
And it's sad to see a lot of people going along with it.
Abby Phillip, who, as I always say, this is the dumbest woman on television. There is simply nothing behind her eyes. She is up there temporarily at 8 o'clock, I guess the show is on, and they will put her up for a year and then they'll replace her. It's just about the chair that sits there. Anyway, here they are. This is from, I think, 2 days ago. And they are, she's with Van Jones, and they somehow try to make this about Charlie Kirk, of course, MAGA, Charlie Kirk, and that there's no evidence that this was racially motivated. Take a look.
Want to be there.
Yeah, and it's
about
difficult
forcing them to be there.
When you are mentally ill, you have a hard time knowing that you are mentally ill. But also, I mean, people like Charlie Kirk, Van, they've been looking for opportunities to make this some sort of like reciprocal George Floyd situation. And that's the part that I think he's almost giving away the game. And it's sad to see a lot of people going along with it.
You know, let me just say a couple of things. One is, I mean, what happened to that young woman was horrible. And it's everybody's nightmare. If you're in any public space, subway, whatever, that something bad's going to happen to you or somebody you care about. So it does strike a chord. We don't know why that man did what he did. And for Charlie Kirk to say, we know he did it because she's white, when there's no evidence of that, it's just pure race.
Okay, this is another video. I think there's a story where in America a man stabbed a woman. He was mentally ill, but Charlie Kirk was saying that it was racially motivated. Anyway, guys, like I said, if you have strong views, you know, to any side, I'm just happy I'm not into the whole politics situation. I do keep my ears to the streets when it comes to certain things, you know, but no, man, it's really sad that someone to be killed on camera like that. You know, it's just mad now, man. And that was in a university campus. That was on campus. That was in the university. Boy. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. There'll be more videos coming. Something like this with less, you know, stuff from YouTube. More actually my views on my actual views and more research and so on. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching.